In this lesson, we are going to learn about movie clips. Think of a movie clip as a flash movie within a flash movie. Movie clips are special flash instances that consist of other symbols, artwork, and even animation. They have their very own non-restricted timeline, and they can contain a number of layers and frames, just like the main timelines. Movie clips play independent of the movie's main timeline. The lesson I'm working on can be found in the Chapter 5 folder, and it's named movieclippause.fla. To start this lesson, let's talk about why we'd need a movie clip. Let's first explore our main timeline on Scene 1. I'm going to click this little red playhead right here and scrub the timeline across, and as it moves across, you'll be able to see what happens and when it happens. Remember that everything underneath this line is what is played. Alright, well, as this animation moves along, you can see that we have a few things happening, right? Well, there are things on the stage that are happening that you don't see either. That's because those items are controlled by movie clips. Well, let's take a look at how that works. I'm on a Mac today, so if I hit Command and Return, that would be Control Enter on a PC, this will play our animation, right? Well, when it plays, what you're going to notice is that there's a series of footsteps that happen in succession. Okay, let me do that again. I'm just going to hit Command Return, and our animation will play. You're going to see the paw prints appear, and then the Big City Pet Sitters logo kind of fade in and move around a little bit as well. Well, as we were looking at the timeline back here in Flash, right, as we move this playhead across the timeline, you never really see the paw prints. Let's take a look at what a movie clip is. If we look over in the library, you're going to see a variety of different symbols. What I want you to do is actually double click on footsteps, and now click the play button at the bottom of the timeline. This is a movie clip. Basically, it's a movie within a movie. Check it out. Look right up here, and you're going to notice that we are inside of footsteps, not inside of Scene 1 where everything else was happening, right? So again, this movie clip houses this particular animation. Maybe you've watched one of the previous videos and you've learned how to create motion tween, and that's exactly what's going on here. Now, when we create a movie clip, you can create it on the main timeline and convert it to a symbol, or you can create a movie clip symbol. Just to show you how to do that, you go up to Insert and New Symbol, Command F8 or Control F8 is a great shortcut for that. And then you would pick Movie Clip from right here in this list. When you do that, you're going to get a new movie clip with its very own timeline, and then you can create your animation and name your movie clip. I'm going to hit cancel for now, and when you do that, your movie clip is located in the library and it's waiting for you to use it. Okay, so that's where we are now. Let's go back over to Scene 1 and check it out. I'm just going to click here to go back to the beginning of the timeline, and we'll investigate our movie clip instances. We've already seen the movie clip, and that's located here. As we move the playhead across the timeline, we didn't really see the footsteps, right? We saw everything else. Well, if we click here in the layer called Footsteps 1, you're going to see the movie clip activated right here. This is your indication that there's a movie clip on this keyframe. If we look here on the Footsteps 2 layer, the same situation, keyframe, and there's the movie clip, right? This movie clip is right here, it's Footsteps. We actually would just take Footsteps and drag an instance of it out onto the stage. The same thing here for Footsteps 3. Right here, you're going to start to see all of the other artwork available, but this keyframe also has an instance of the Footsteps movie clip. Well, you may recall something else. Let me just show you this. If I Command Return or Control Enter, you'll see the movie clips play in succession as the timeline moves, right? This one is black, this one is red, and this one is black. And you might be wondering how that happened because we only have one movie clip and we didn't really notice anything red in there. Well, when you use instances of a movie clip, you can actually change the properties. So let's check it out. I believe it's this one here in the middle, Footsteps 2, that was red. So if we select right here on the keyframe, just to be sure we're in the right place, look in the Properties panel, you might not notice anything here in the Properties panel that's any different than the other movie clips. Here's what you actually need to do. Instead of being in the timeline, click right here on the stage on the instance of the movie clip and then look at the Properties panel. This is where you see that this movie clip is not black. A color effect has been added, and it is tinted, and it is red. Alright, well let's create our own movie clips. These are great, and we kind of see how things are going along, but let's make sure that you can add one as well. You'll notice at the very bottom of the timeline we have footsteps 4. Why don't you put your cursor about halfway between where the last keyframe is and footsteps 3. Put your cursor in one of the blank frames about halfway on footsteps 4. Right click and let's insert a keyframe here. That lets Flash know that we're going to put something there. What you'll actually see is, if you can see underneath the playhead line there, that's a blank keyframe and it's waiting for something. This is where our movie clip comes into play. Let's go back to the library, get our footsteps movie clip, and let's put it onto the timeline. You'll notice that your hollow circle is now filled in black. Just kind of move that out of the way. And now if you wanted to, we could change the color of these footsteps as well. So let's do that. We'll activate the keyframe. Make sure the movie clip is selected on the stage. Go to the Properties panel and let's change the color effect right here. There's a lot of different color effects to choose from, so you experiment with any one you like. I think I'm going to go down to Tint, and the red color that I had here from before is still active, or you can choose any color that you like. Alright, well, it looks good. I think everything should be okay, so let's check it out. Let's play our movie. Command Return on a Mac, Control Enter. There's movie clip 1, 2, 3, and 4.